Raise your hand if you want to go to prison. Yeah, I didn't think any of you would raise your hand right now. That's okay. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to share with you information about our program, and by the end, I bet a lot more of you will raise your hand. My name is Leon Novsky, and I'm Executive Director of Defy Ventures Washington. And I don't think it's going to be news to anyone here that the United States has a prison problem. From the 2.2 million people incarcerated to the fact that 1 out of 3 black men will be incarcerated and that we don't have racial equity in this system. And to the fact that we as a country spend more on prisons than we spend on colleges. And if I were to sell you on this, I'm not trying to sell you to come to prison the old-fashioned way, don't worry. Besides, as you can see, Washington State is kind of overbooked. We have too many as it is. And the problem is that people keep coming back to prison. 53% recidivism for violent crime and climbing. And there is a reason for that. And it's not what most people think. Now, some people might think the accommodations are great, but Victor, stand up for a second. That's one of our graduates, Victor Saceda. And if you want to know how good the accommodations are, you talk to him. The 3 meals a day does not cut it, let me tell you. Now, I am not a formerly incarcerated individual. In fact, I am an immigrant. I'm a political refugee from the Soviet Union. And having worked in prisons for the last 7 years, and having met thousands of incarcerated individuals, I will tell you that I no longer see them as criminals. I see them as people who've committed a criminal act. But more specifically, those who come to my room are immigrants. From drugs, from alcohol, from poverty. And they need opportunity the same way that I was given opportunity when I came to this country. And that's how I found Defy. Defy Ventures is in 7 states and has some pretty incredible numbers. 7.2% recidivism, return to prison, and more importantly, it builds businesses. So when I saw it for the first time, I decided to bring it to Washington State. Now, here's the way Defy works. One, it has an interactive, intensive 10-month program that works not just on skill sets, but on mindsets, to focus on entrepreneurship, employment, but also personal development and reentry skills, things that are currently missing in programming as we know it. But that's not the secret sauce. The secret sauce are the mentors. Now, I may not know many of you, but I know something about all of you, that all of you, you and I, are a product of our mentors. True? Raise your hand if that's true for you. Exactly, and so are they. So what Defy does, it creates the setting, the structure, and the support necessary to actually build a program. And then we bring in hundreds of volunteers. Imagine coming to prison with 40 or 50 other change agents. Imagine sharing your life experiences with people who otherwise would never have a network like yours. Imagine what it would do for you being able to do that. That is why we have some of the highest recidivism rate of any volunteers. They keep coming back. We have accomplished a lot in the last 2 years. We have served over 150 entrepreneurs in training, or EITs as we call them, but we brought over 200 mentors, those who will fight for this problem to be solved. And Victor, that I just mentioned, is one of our graduates. He went to prison after being in the gang, and he joined the gang at the age of 12, following his mentors. And after years and years of coming to prison, he decided to make a change, and he wanted to do something better with his life. But then he had no tools. He could learn the skill set of computer programming or any other, but what about the mindset? And what about what all of us have is network? Because it's all about the who. Who do we know? And you follow those who you know. And that's how he found Defy. And in Defy, he transformed his life. I talked to him on the way here, and I said, what is it about this program that really gets you? He's like, man, I could never get the type of mentors, the type of connections that I've gotten through this program. And that's what keeps him afloat as he goes through this reintegration process, becoming an entrepreneur and a computer programmer himself. And he's not alone. We have 9 returning citizens now from our graduate program, and we have so many more who are ready to do the same. Now, we have big goals with Defy Ventures Washington, with our scrappy team and our really powerful board. What we are trying to do is we're trying to address this issue head on from the inside out by connecting with 2,000 of volunteers and 2,000 of graduates in the next 5 years in 8 prisons, saving millions of dollars and thousands of lives. But that means we need you. We need all of you to volunteer your time and effort, and those of you who have the funds to be able to scale this program. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you're a business professional, if you are an SVP Fast Pitch coach, ready to give out a vote, raise your hand if you now want to come to prison and discover it for yourself. Thank you.